Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I have exciting or breaking news. Well, not so much breaking, but exciting news, I think, for the WNBA. And it's kind of intertwined with the NFL as well. So recently, Lamar Jackson said that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark has inspired him to be a better player and inspired him to go out there and play harder. Uh, that's Many people might not see that as big news, but that is major news, especially coming from the two-time NFL MVP from the Baltimore Ravens, a quarterback who waited late in the draft and was doubted by many of the critics and scouters out there that said he should try to play the wide receiver position because he was so athletic, and that's probably a big reason why he didn't run the 40 time, because if he would have ran like a 4.2 or 4.3, they would have definitely been trying to move him to that one of those skill position spots like running back or a receiver or something like that. So he definitely understands the nature of being doubted, and that's what the WNBA has been for like the last, since its inception in 1997. So they've been still going through those growing pains, but things are seeming to turn over for the best. So just to give a little feedback, Lamar Jackson, he played at Louisville. He won the Heisman Trophy, I believe, in his sophomore or junior year. I believe his sophomore year he won the Heisman Trophy, was this prolific runner, but many people had doubts about his passing game. Since being in the league, similar to Patrick Mahomes, his first year he kind of sat on the bench most of the time, but the second year he won MVP and overcame these obstacles to become this prolific passer as well as a prolific runner. He just recently passed Michael Vick for most rushing yards in a career for a quarterback, and he's just in like his seventh year. So that's pretty amazing. But nevertheless, he's in a running for a third MVP this year between him and Josh Allen, mostly all year going back and forth. But he did an interview recently with Essence Magazine where Lamar was asked about what women's sports was he most excited about, and he said that it was the WNBA, and specifically Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now, his connection to Angel Reese is because he plays in Baltimore. Angel Reese is from the Baltimore, Maryland area. So, that probably was her favorite team growing up. So she probably watched a lot of the games, and she was actually at one of the games recently, and they kind of they met up and talked a little bit, I believe. So they have that connection there. So Angel Reese said that Lamar inspired her, but what Angel Reese didn't know was that Lamar was more inspired by her. So they both came in positions to where they were doubted. Angel Reese still doubted to this day, just because mostly her scoring. People keeps talking about, she's missing these rebounds these shots on purpose to get her own rebounds. But they don't understand how difficult the game is. And she is 6'3", which is pretty tall for the WNBA. But like I said, there's growing pains when you're trying to learn the speed of the game and things like that. And Lamar can understand that he had to learn the speed of the game as well. His first year, they were booing him. His second year, they were shouting MVP. So that, that's very inspirational, especially, dealing with, defying the odds, because when you have to defy those odds, it feels like everyone is going against you, and you have to do everything in your power just to not be deterred and still have to be resilient in that way. So he understands Angel Reese's resilience from that way. And then Caitlin Clark, I think as well, he understands her resilience because, like I said, she's still doubted because, when you're on top of the game, you're always going to be doubted, like LeBron and players like that. They're always going to doubt you and say, well, you did it on this level, but can you do it on the next level? And Caitlin Clark had a lot of growing pains when she got into WNBA, trying to learn the speed. She faced a lot of scrutiny and hatred. Some of it, a lot of it was not her own fault. A lot of it was just pressure from the league and people to turn the WNBA around and to get the league to a better spot. So they was promoting her, and a lot of people didn't like the promotion that she got and felt like she hadn't put her time in. But, like I said, she didn't ask for that. Her play warranted that at the time. So it's not like it's something that she was self-proclaimed. There was a lot of people were calling her the savior for the league for just because of her play and her excitability and what they thought it would bring to the league. So they have a lot in common and more most people think. But like I said, Lamar is very soft spoken. He's very reserved. He doesn't do a lot of interviews. He doesn't talk a lot. So him doing this interview with Essence magazine was a big look for him. I think it put him in a different light. It also showed that that he watches these other sports and support women's sports, which I think a lot they still need more support from the NBA their NBA counterparts. LeBron has supported Steph, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. He was these are very known girl dads. So a lot of them, they have daughters and they support their daughters to the fullest. And they did attend a lot of WNBA games, supporting the games. Steph Curry actually has a goddaughter, god sister, I believe, Cameron Brink, who plays for the LA Sparks right now. And he supports her games and goes out to her games because he's in Golden State. Well, he's in Oak. Well, he was in Oakland, but he's not far from Cameron Brink to watch those games, so he supports a lot. And we know LeBron, his daughter's everything to him, so he definitely goes out and supports those games. I think one time he even it was a Clipper game across the street or something, and he ended up going to the LA Sparks game instead. So he does support, and like I said, Steph is a big component of that as well. But Kobe had, he was a coach of his daughter's team, and he was very supportive of that league. Took his daughter to meet a lot of the players. Um, I wish Kobe was still around so he can see what the league is now and where it's going. And I think he would have been very pivotal in that success for the league growing. But unfortunately, we can't see that now. But they need support from the NFL as well. Like I said, Lamar speaking out now. He was asked a direct question, just to give a little context. He was asked a direct question and gave WNBA as an answer and listed some of the stars. But the NFL, if they can support the league as well, that would help. Like they said, they have a weird schedule, so most of the WNBA season is an off season of the NFL, so they can go out to a lot of these games and support, especially their home teams. I've seen a lot of players, like I want to say Tyrese Halliburton went to a couple of the Fevers games, and it means a lot for the players to see that know they have that support. But I'm just excited all around just to hear the WNBA mentioned by other professions, especially their male counterparts. It was NFL this time, but hopefully the NBA counterparts will continue to do so as well. But thank you for tuning in. And until next time, I'll see you next time.